After following a strict regimen, cleansing, strengthening, moisturizing, and protecting your hair for a while, it's a relief once you install a weave or braids, especially if you have a busy schedule. Weaves and braids are a great method to use for freeing up time you would have spent styling and prepping your hair every day. But improper use or abuse of them can lead to balding, fungal growth, and all types of complications. I get a lot of questions on the use of weaves and braids for retaining length and avoiding breakage, so I thought it would be a great idea to dedicate a whole video to this topic. Apart from being beautiful, weaves and braids are extremely low maintenance and don't require daily styling, which is great because it frees up a significant amount of time in your schedule. This, what I call break from your hair mentality, can lead to neglect, abuse, and overall improper practices, and leave the health and length of your hair worse and shorter than it was before you installed the braids. So in this two-part series, we're going to go over things you should remember for before, during, and after installing braids. Now, before finally sitting in the chair, you must have a conversation with your stylist. Clearly express your expectations with them. Many stylists think that you want your braids or twists done tightly so that it'll last longer. But if you want to maintain the health of your hair and scalp, you must express to them that you want them done loosely. Loose enough that you feel no tension of any kind on your scalp. So that's pretty loose. Due to habit, some stylists will make the first braid loose, but then slowly start to make them tighter and tighter. If this happens, stop them and ask them politely to continue to make them loose. Why is this so important, you ask? It's a lot easier to see this with a zoom clip of your hair strand. When a braid or twist is installed too tight, the tension you feel is your nerve endings reacting to almost having your hair completely plucked out. And since it's in a braid or twist, your hair strands are stuck in this tense state with no relief until you start to get some new growth. That's why you don't start to get any relief until almost a week later. The problem is that this strain causes your blood vessels to constrict and dilate, triggering a signal to activate pain centers in your brain, most likely causing a pretty bad migraine. Amongst other things, this can lead to permanent damage to your hair follicles, and over time, you'll start to notice traction alopecia, meaning you will stop growing hair from those damaged follicles. Remember, traction alopecia is a progressive condition caused mechanically by you. It sneaks up on you over time, so it's best to eliminate the risk now before it's too late. Getting braids installed tightly in order for them to last longer can lead to balding later on. Before installing braids, twist, or weave, you should do a real protein treatment. This will properly fill in all the damaged areas along your hair cuticles, causing your hair to look, feel, and behave perfectly healthy. This way, your hair will be in the best condition to withstand all the pulling and tugging without causing more damage and snapping off. Lastly, try to book your appointment earlier in the day. The job of a stylist can be mentally and physically tolling. They're human. By the end of the day, they've washed, styled, and braided many heads of hair. So it's best to catch them early in the morning when they're at their peak. Before anything, have a conversation with your stylist where you can clearly express your expectations. One of your expectations should be that they're installed loosely. Also, doing a real protein treatment beforehand will patch up the weak spots of your cuticles, putting your hair in the best position to withstand the pulling and friction associated with installation. A great thing about real protein treatments is that it can be used with any moisturizing conditioner, so you can take it with you if your stylist plans to wash and treat your hair. Lastly, try booking your appointment earlier in the day when your stylist is at their strongest. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll talk about what to do during and after installing braids or twists.